don't even think I'm centered. There we go. Sonic the Hedgehog.
And that right there was my intro. We all seen Sonic the Hedgehog. We've seen him around, we've seen him on TV. We played his games. For better or for worse. In some cases, for worse, unfortunately. While I didn't grow up with the Game Gear games, I did end up growing up with the GameCube and Wii versions of the Sonic games, like Sonic Adventure 2, DX, and just from this list, you can see how it goes on for miles and miles, but a majority of us have already completed and played all through these Sonic games before. I be it at least the mainline series of Sonic games. For a lot of us, we wait until Sega releases their next Sonic title. However, Sega doesn't really need to. What if I told you there was an application already out that has it all? You may be thinking we have fan games for that. However, this is something beyond a fan game. This is this. It's all on the Sonic website. We see here that just typing in Sonic on Roblox brings you thousands of Sonic the Hedgehog games, all user created, some being good and, well, others being Sonic the Hedgehog, or whatever you want to call the in between. There is, amongst all these games, one I want to look at in particular that I thought would be interesting to talk about. This game being Classic Sonic Simulator. And I don't know if it's from the artwork alone or the name of the game, but I wanted to choose this title simply because it felt a little more appealing to play than the rest. And honestly, when loading up the game, I had no idea what to expect from it. I mean, a Sonic the Hedgehog video game on Roblox. Alright. We've had our fair share of Sonic games on Roblox, and even Sega themselves have published their own Sonic the Hedgehog game on Roblox. And it's not the most groundbreaking game Sega has published, but for the most part, it gets the job done if you like simulating games. Or if you ever feel daring and want to relive that Sonic 06 era and move at the snail's pace, by all means, go ahead. I don't know why you would, but here's the experience. And right as I load up, the first thing I notice is that amazing soundtrack from the Sonic Mega Collection on the GameCube. This game immediately captured my heart, and I give it some easy points there because this is my favorite track in all of Sonic. Or at least, opening menu-wise. Developed by VyrissDev, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, we're honestly brought to a really good and very stylish menu that presents us with level select, blue spears, custom levels, and settings. Level select is going to be your main story mode essentially, and you have actually a multiple zones from different titled Sonic games to play off of. But I'm going to be starting from Green Hill Zone. Additionally, you also have more characters too, like Sonic from Sonic 1, CD, 2, 3, Tails from Sonic 3, Knuckles, and, well, the list just goes on and on. Even Metal Sonic, Rouge, Shadow, and Super Sonic, and even Eggman of all people are all here too. All with different, but very still similar movesets. I ended up choosing with Sonic CD Sonic because he has the peel off, and, well, that's my all-time favorite move. It's really cool, and I'm a big Sonic CD fan. And loading up into the game, I'm really surprised that this is all built within Roblox, free to play. All you need is a username and a password, and boom, you have all these Sonic levels at the tip of your fingers. Additionally, in the upper right, we're also given a debug menu, able to put down any object of our choosing and access different shields from across different Sonic titles. That is pretty cool. I can imagine this debug menu was given not only for creative freedom, and in case you need rings and certain spots that you may get stuck at, which I can't imagine anyone getting stuck in these spots in very old Sonic games. That would be very concerning. But at the same time, this game is partially unfinished, so if you do get stuck in glitchy situations, which, trust me, it will happen, then this serves as a good way to get out of it. Moving on to Green Hill Zone Act 2, which is interestingly enough actually Hilltop Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which caught me by surprise. You see, this game will actually take different zones from Sonic games and incorporate them into the next level of the original Sonic game. So we were just on Green Hill Zone Act 1 from Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and now we're in Sonic 2, and it's honestly a breath of fresh air to play the game like this, as you never really know what zone you're going to get next. And something that I didn't mention earlier, but you may have noticed, is we can actively see other online players playing with us simultaneously. Here's a really messed up Amy. Messed up in the sense of, I don't think that's her original Sonic CD design. I think it's fan-made, but still looks off. Something about her shoes, I think. And yeah, there's not really much again to this zone besides a simple zone swap from Sonic 2. But here we are at the end anyway, so we can move on to the next stage. This stage is also very surprising as it is Green Hill Zone Act 3, with just the color alteration to match that of Sonic CD's Bad Future Palm Tree Panic stage. I don't know why they chose to do this, but it's also really cool that you could theoretically change the layout or keep the layout of a stage, but change the overall environmental setting to fit that of a different Sonic title. And after giving Eggman the old 1-2, we can finally move on to another Sonic stage. And whoa, wait, look at this! Green Hill Zone Act 4, and it's the original Sonic the Hedgehog Game Gear Green Hill Zone. Complete and all. That's pretty cool. It's a little strange, albeit, to be running around smoothly at that too, this one level from the Sonic Game Gear game. But for those of us who haven't played, myself included, that version, it's nice to see a little snippet of what we could have gotten, or what we can be getting in the future. And I ended up getting stuck at this one part, not because the game was unfinished here, but morely just because of the lack of skill I had. For whatever reason, I just couldn't make this jump as Sonic, and I tried 3 to 4 different times, and for whatever reason, Sonic just wouldn't get up there. But I eventually made it. But anyway, it was time to move on to the next stage. That stage being Marble Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 1. I mean, there's not really much to it, like I said, too, but it seems like that we go from the originals to the next one up, being Sonic 2, sometimes CD, and then going back to the classics, or obscure games like Sonic on the Game Gear, which isn't a bad thing, quite opposite actually. I do like that originality that the game does, but it is pretty repetitive to play the original. It does give those people who haven't played the original Sonic games, for the 4 of you out there, a chance to play it, but it is a little repetitive. I don't know how, but I managed to die here, and I just wanted to point that out because that has to be one of the dumbest deaths I've ever done. Moving on to Marble Zone Act 2, something about this stage was different from the others. Not only did we have a fresh new paint to accompany the backdrop of the stage, but the music choice too. This stage is amazing, like genuinely amazing. If anyone knows where this song is from, please comment it down below. I could not find it for the life of me. It makes for the stage to be a relaxing and frustrating still stage, but really enjoyable. Now, I did encounter just one bug here. This lava reach in the original game is supposed to chase you, but here you can just kind of walk in and die, and yeah, I didn't know what would happen. Now, at the end of the day, this is still just Marble Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog, just with a fresh new coat of paint and tasteful music to accompany it. I would definitely love to see older zones get this type of treatment though. And this wasn't done on accident. Another stylistic choice this game did was progressively through the 3 zones of Marble Zone, the game gets warmer, at least the zone does, given that we're in a fire temple. Honestly, it gives me vibes of that one Sonic ROM hack, Sonic Scorched Quest, where Sonic is traveling through the original zones, but everything's on fire due to Eggman's newfound Chaos Emeralds. And after giving Eggman the old 1-2, after an incredibly amount of time wasted here at this one part, I swear this wasn't my fault, it's just the game's difficulty. We can move on to the next stage. That stage also being Spring Yard Zone, which really there's no difference, but to spice it up, I'm now playing as Shadow. Unfortunately, Shadow does not have an original moveset here, as he utilizes Sonic's jump shield from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I don't know what it's formally called, but it's essentially an invincibility frame, I believe, for a split second. It looks cool, but I don't know what the whole actual output of it does. Shadow even can skate around the map, similarly to how Sonic would run around the map with his legendary skate shoes. Though, outside of that, Shadow is just that. He's just a different palette swap over Sonic. So, if you didn't want to play as Sonic, now you have Shadow that can serve the same role as Sonic 3 Sonic, just with unique attributes about him. Because the next stage is Labyrinth Zone, with Spring Yard Zone ending 2 acts early, we are just going to be skipping this zone. No one likes this zone, and if this is your favorite zone, please, do not try to rebuttal. It's objectively the worst one in Sonic 1. And yes, I did record gameplay footage of all of it, but I'd rather not play it. In fact, why don't we just skip all the water levels? Because no one likes the water levels. I don't like the water levels. They weren't fun. And to save you the time and energy, nothing about them changes anyway. Moving on to Starlight Zone, I switched over to Amy Rose to see how she played, and she plays incredibly better than Sonic does. She has not only Sonic CD's peel-off, but she also sports her hammer that she can use to leap off the air by holding arrow key in space at a precise time. As far as the zone goes, well, as like the original, nothing on the stage changes besides some unfinished touches near the end of the level, and that's really about it. It's still your standard Sonic 1, with some, like I said, unfinished touches to it. But at the end of the day, if you wanted to still play Sonic 1, this may be the best option. And maybe it's my, again, lack of knowledge of the original Sonic the Hedgehog games, even though I played them countless times, but genuinely, I did not know where the goalpost was for this level. Like, I had to use debug menu to find it out, and only then could I actually reach the end of the level. When I was walking around and looking for it, it just kept leading me to a dead end to where I had no choice but to die. I don't know if that was the original game's layout, but I just wanted to throw that in there because I thought that was pretty stupid. Scrap Brain Zone is next, and now we're heading into unfinished territory levels, where we're given a display sign that reads so. The following levels after this will go on to tell us that most of these levels aren't either incorporated straight out of the original to where they work properly, or that the mechanics in some of the levels just aren't flat out in there. However, this serves as a way to give us a proof of concept on how a Sonic Maker would work, and personally, I'm surprised Sega hasn't already done the pitch. To rival that of Mario Maker with their own Sonic Maker would be an incredible game. I'm all for it actually too. I would love to see Sega incorporate a game to where you can choose, or heck, even make custom characters of Sonic characters or just different skin palettes and create your own stage at any given moment and share it across the online landscape. That would be awesome. We even have an entirely new zone here. It's Sonic Mania Studiopolis Zone. Though it's not completed at all, it's morely like one of those EXE zones where you just run right to get to the goal, but it's still pretty cool to see what the future has in store. I also, weirdly enough, managed to die here too. I think I pressed the W key, which instant kills you, which is really weird, but I also wanted to include that. This game, conceptually, has the ability to be something great, and the fact that, again, it's free on Roblox, all you need is that username and password set up, and you're welcome to play this game, means so much. This game heavily requires user creativity, but also allows for users who've never played the original Sonic games, or just generally want a new experience playing them, to do so by going through the main stories provided on Level Select. On my run, I also managed to meet someone who was similar to me and accompany me throughout the trip. They were also a Rouge skin, so Nice. And that segues me into the multiplayer aspect of this game. Seeing as you can play online with up to, I believe, 100 different users all at the same time, I'm genuinely curious to see where the multiplayer experience goes from here. It does leave the groundworks for custom map making to be very, very intriguing to see with how many players can just be in one stage all at the same time. Honestly, it would even be pretty cool to have like a whole theme staged around working together in a multiplayer sense. And developer, if you're seeing this video, thank you and great work for this title. I do wonder though in the future if it's possible to grab characters from already pre-existing Sonic ROM hacks and just place them like assets into this game. The future right there would be limitless, as users would be able to grab or have a selected already amount of characters, as we already have, and play limitless characters to accommodate those larger multiplayer servers. They could have unique abilities like Amy, or they could just be reskins like Shadow. It would still be pretty cool to see. Or to allow custom palettes on characters. Just imagine the possibilities if that could be done. We can get mod support or ROM hack support even, like Mario 1, 2, and World all ported onto Roblox. Sure, you could just make the argument, why not just download it off the internet? And to that I say, boo, you're no fun. It would be one impressive leap to get ROM hacks working on Roblox. Granted, I don't know the technology and programming behind it that's required to do so, but if feasible and a little wishful thinking, it would be very impressive for the future. On top of that note, you should also be able to play them across different platforms. I don't know if Xbox or PS5 share similar Roblox types, because I know on Xbox, Roblox is different from PC, but if that's not true and they're all universally the same now, theoretically, you can access these ROM hacks or fan-created hacks, or just fan-created content in general, on Roblox from an Xbox or PlayStation. It'll give those who have not yet felt heaven through the sensation of a mouse and keyboard in your hand a chance to play these fan-created games on Roblox and see how they differentiate from the original. Heck, even in a few years' time, we could probably even get games like Gex on here, which would be interesting to see, given that this is Roblox, and yeah, you never know, the future is entirely possible in a few years. And seeing as we already have Sonic 1 through Mania on here, it's completely feasible to port or recreate the original classics in their entirety, albeit may only be the 2D classic Sonic games rather than the 3D ones. God knows how those 3D ones would come out on Roblox, and maybe even the Drift titles. It would be crazy to see what all we can get on Roblox if passion and time is put into it. And that's honestly it for the Sonic the Hedgehog simulator on Roblox. This game is free to play if you have a Roblox account, though I don't know if it's on Xbox or PlayStation 5, but it is on PC. I highly encourage you guys to play this game, because I did leave out some content and I didn't play every character that was offered here, and there's also an abundance of custom levels for entirely new experiences for you guys to try out. Here I'll only play about one, just because that's all I had in me. But yeah, I highly recommend for those who love building maps, like similarly to Mario Maker, or just want to play a relaxing, old-timey classic Sonic game, to check this game out. And to end off the video, I'm going to be playing just one user-created custom level called Egg-Zone Act 1 with my selected trusted character, Amy Rose. Again, for that peel-off, it's the best thing in the game. Though the custom levels I played through on this game aren't as fully completed or thought out, I would say. Not to be harsh or anything, these levels are amazing. The level I picked, however, well, this game is still underrealized, I feel like, and in due time, will have nice concepts down. And as I got to the end of the stage, for maybe around 20 or so minutes, I was stuck at this one level trying to get to the goal ring. For whatever reason, my body touches the goal ring, visibly touches it. I'm inches away from it, if not directly on it. But Amy just doesn't have the height advantage to get up there. I tried doing the Amy peel-off method, which involves me holding shift to, peel off, then using Amy's little hammer boosters to jump up. But that didn't work either. I think this level is actually impossible to complete. I don't know, I just tried. I don't know if this game is like Mario Maker, in which you yourself, before posting the level, need to have completed it. But if that's not the case, yeah, I was stuck trying this for maybe about 20 minutes because I firmly believed I could and should be able to make it. But if any of you guys want to try as Amy or any other character to prove me wrong, by all means, go try this level out. And the overall takeaway from this video was just to show the potential of what the future may lie for us when it comes to these old classic games, now being recreated on Roblox. I would definitely love to see a Mario version, or if someone out there wants to, a Sonic EXE version. Please God, that would be amazing to see. But yeah, that's basically it for this video.